defined by the world now. She gave Jesus Christ all control, yeah. Rembo Shinda Gold, yeah. Now watch her taking over. She not defined by the world now. She gave Jesus Christ all control, yeah. Rembo Shinda Gold, yeah. Now watch her taking over. She a painting, na na na. 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 Painting not defined by her outer, but she working to bring her inner to her outer. Painting know her worth is in the king, and she is a new creature. Yeah, she know what that means. Confident, she's confident that her other king. Painting is confident, painting got tunnel vision, fight a mission, keep her eyes on the prize. She got the painting, na na na. She a painting, na na na. She a painting, na na na. She not defined by the world, nah. She gave Jesus Christ all control, yeah. Rembo Shinda Gold, yeah. Now watch her taking over. She not defined by the world, nah. She gave Jesus Christ all control, yeah. Rembo Shinda Gold, yeah. Now watch her taking over.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Luku safi baby jo unatisha, beba raha twende usijali form ni instant. Na lugha yako leo utaitika, leta sana lete kiburi takumaliza. Na beshte yako walinita madam, twende sana twende si ati tutashindwa. Lakini tabia yako nini bana, I say hello, chunga utaniebisha. Kabla twende sana kaa ukijua nataka Westmola kwa Cynthia. Alafu baadaye utadishi na chumvi juu kachumbari imeisha. Soda mbili na sasa unanishikilia ngamwafuli. Na club inafaa kutuacha tuwezi si wawili. Tufike sehemu kilele hadi asubuhi. Nguvu yangu yote ni atire ujuaji na fungu la 9. Umefurahi sana, shukuru Kenya Power juu hao ndo wameleta giza. After today won't be the same, and it's so hard you fit my description. I have a lot to say, now feel me sharp in the picture. After today won't be the same, and it's so hard you fit my description.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sheversations. My name is Caroline Murote, and a happy new week to everybody. Happy Monday. And this is Sheversations, the show where we amplify female voices. We love to have conversations about the girlies and discovering what things are affecting us and different solutions. That's my favorite part about the conversations that we have here on Sheversations. I hope that you are constantly left with a message of hope that regardless of how weird and interesting things might be, how heavy things might be, across the different topics that we cover here on Sheversations, that you are left with a glimmer of hope, understanding that there's always space for solutions, there's always space for progress, there's always space for dialogue. And speaking of dialogue, we're going to have quite some intensive conversations today because we are intentional to create change. We are intentional to be all about everything women, everything progressive, and everything that is going to make life better for everybody. And as I have told you on this show before, countless times before, Sadiq wasechaba in Setswana translated into English, that is, a woman is a pillar of the society, and that cloth tari is the goat skin or animal skin that was dried and used as a piece of cloth to carry a baby on the mother's back as a support system so that that child would be kept safe and protected. And that is what this famous Setswana proverb says. Famous Tswana people. And now you know what it means, that basically a woman is such a vital support system in society. It cannot be left alone. It cannot be taken for granted. And I need you to know that if you're not honoring a woman near you, a woman around you, then you have completely missed what it means to be an active and a sensible part of society already. All right. So let me know on the socials, Caroline_Murote on Instagram. On Facebook and Twitter, it's Caroline Murote and Carol Murote, Carol Murote on TikTok. And for Power, it's a Power Radio across all the different socials. This is a Power Radio where you tune in and power up. So keep it locked. We are coming back with a few starters, and then we're going to dive deep into today's conversation, which is all about dialogue. I hope you're excited.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Auntie?
Aisha in her stress, but sita
I already told you the structure for my show, so it's a bit upsetting.
Not to buy Shangilia, Bango yote imepangiliwa, shida yetu yote tatuliwa, maisha yetu imebarikiwa. Shangilia, Bango yote imepangiliwa, shida yetu yote tatuliwa, maisha yetu imebarikiwa.
Like instead of taking a moment and
Sitting at the corner, me and Susie know we ain't got no worries. We are looking like the owners, sipping on Coronas, looking at the bonus. All them pretty boys come and tell us how they want us. Mambo ni kungoja, aki utangoja. Sinaga my time, saku waiting na bioja. Planning how we want to take over the walks, riding on the drums and the clap and the bass goes. Shake it down like we tell you, simmer. Shake it down like we tell you, simmer.
the music was.
If you really know it and you really wanna show it, be the way to go. Go and grab somebody, move your body, show somebody, be the way to go. On this I know, all this I know, all this I know. On this
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Shani, Laura, you already know.
Tabasamu usoni, furaha moyoni, ninaye rafiki wa kweli, mfalme wa amani. All the sorrows and the worries, nikiwa naye nyepesi. That's why I dance and sing, I dance and sing.
Yeah. No matter where I go, I'm surrounded. And if I ever fall, I'll never take the fall. Cause your blood paid the cost, I'm not bounded. You gave me a brand new chance. Now I'm living like it's heaven on earth since I met you. Don't have to die, go to heaven just to get you. I have that here, I hold you dear. You whisper and I know that I'll make it, that's clear. Every day, talk about grace, say you give it when I pray. Talk about goodness, talk about love, talk about all the blessings that you give from above.
Welcome to the good side, the bright side.
Come as you are, yeah, your life will never be the same.
Welcome to the good side, the bright side.
Pero hoy ako yote watching credit all the way.
Steady moving, I'm cruising, steady moving, I'm cruising, steady moving. Wema wako na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu. Wema wako na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Good morning. Once more, it is 24 minutes past 11, and I'm happy to be here with you live on Sheversations. In case kuna shida mahali na umesahau, my name is Caroline Murote, Miss Murote, to you, and today is going to be a beautiful, beautiful show all about dialogue, because the People's Dialogue Festival is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, and we are having conversations about what does it actually mean to have dialogue, and what reflection does that have on democracy. But before we talk about that, I need to do a weather check. The weather is looking beautiful, and this is a moment where I ask you how your heart is, how your heart has been. I need you to give me that feedback, because we are past January, we're past the trauma of guy in year tena, and then kuna February month ya mapenzi. Sasa tulisema pew 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 fireworks. Happy New Year! 3 days into the new year, sisi wenye tulisema tuna restart, makosa kidogo ilikuwa imefanyika, tunasema ukituona tukiwasha fireworks, tulieni, we're just restarting the year over again, real quick, faster. So ladies and gentlemen, what is a People's Dialogue Festival? You are going to find out. Like, while you're waiting to find out, let me just let you know what we've had on our playlist so far. We've had some good jams, some very, very interesting jams, and we kicked ourselves into the show. We moved and swerved nicely into the show, starting with we had Polaris Pauline with Sataki, we had Painting Shani, we had Ability, we had Wanna Do by Polaris Pauline, and right about now we've had Susie Norma, Energy by Polaris Pauline. Susie Norma is Mothoni the drama queen, and Wema Wako by Shani. Is this jams? Are the jams working for you? Are you enjoying the playlist? Let me know. Caroline _ Murote on Instagram and Caroline Murote everywhere else. On TikTok, it's Carol_Murote. Pawaradio on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X, Twitter. Alova niambie, mimi ni Gen Alpha. I am Gen Z. I'm a millennial. I'm very, very interested to see who we're having these conversations with. And don't be afraid to light up the comment section wherever it is that you're watching from. We are live on Facebook and Twitter, and we are streaming on Pawaradio's YouTube as well as our Power Radio website. So what it do? Let's get this conversation started in just a couple of minutes. See you after this break.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Run.
Warembo ni wengi ila na walenga, ndio maana usiku hizi nalala mapema. Hawataniteka, heri tu ninyonge na nilale juu sitakucheza. Nami nimekiri, yetu sio siri, ni wewe tu na mimi. Niamini, loving you is easy, wacha wakupinga watupinge. Umenibeba, asante kwa kunipenda hivyo unavyonipenda. Umenibeba, asante kwa kunipenda hivyo unavyonipenda.
Kusema na shanga si kawaida. Won't be quick to give my love if you won't either. Fever umedeliver, safari ya mapenzi haina kufika. Nimekiri, loving you is easy, wacha wakupinga watupinge. Umenibeba, asante kwa kunipenda hivi unavyonipenda. Umenibeba, asante kwa kunipenda hivi unavyonipenda.
Ability like Yahweh, he suppressed the kings of the underworld, my way. Rock rock of the ages, ancient of days, lily of the valley and the bright and morning star. Anything is possible with him. He raised up the dead after days in the grave, parted the sea for the nation in a minute. He'll answer your matter in less than a minute.
I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going aweza. Anaweza. He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility.
Inna the dark when it's tough, you always stepping up. Endless possibilities, salute the Holy Trinity, yeah. See, no eye ever seen it, no ear ever heard it, and no man can conceive it. The good things in store for those who love Him. I'm ready now to see the impossible.
And He said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going aweza. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza.
All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. And He said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going aweza. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going aweza. Anaweza.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. Anaweza, yeah. Anaweza.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
It's been a really long time, tangu nikuvutie. I only called today, but I think about you every day. Najua nilichoma, yeah. I take the blame. Juu tangu iyo day, I've never been the same. Find me at B&D of late kila weekendi. Nimekosana na wengi, lakini sisi I'm regretting. I know you know me well, usikate juu niko mlevi. Please don't hang up on me, niache niseme ukweli. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I'm not stalking you, niliona umepost pictures are cost. Your new man doing the most. You seem happy, you seem so happy. Called to let you know I'm taken, but available for you. Bestie, we nirudishie phone, cause you don't understand what the hell is going on. Kilimani reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. Oh, I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje utahepa someday.
Reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. Oh, reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. Needs to know what's in my heart.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Welcome back, my Sheversationalists. So the time is 22 minutes to 1:30 on Monday here on Sheversations. In case this is your first time, 1:30 the day is 1:30. 12 noon is 1:30. So tusemangi sijui 2:12. Nini tunasemanga 1:30 the day. So right now it is 22 minutes to 1:30 the day, and we have been enjoying some good music right about now. And I promise you guys that we are going to have a very intentional conversation about change, because we are all about creating change and having progressive conversations. Yes, but we have been listening to Better by Murote. Right before that, we had Beba by Zenia Manasseh, and we had 1,005 songs saying ability, because we believe that God can make things possible. God makes things possible, and we need to believe that there's always something better. Otherwise, tutakuwa depressed at CC Water. And I'm not alone in studio, because in order for us to have an impactful conversation, we needed to bring the experts on board. So I would like for us to welcome our guests today. Yes, I have two very well-abled humans, and I would love to give them the honor to introduce themselves. So let's start with you, Senator. You're very welcome to Sheversations.
Thank you. I'm Senator Beth Syengo and the Vice Chairperson, Center for Multiparty Democracy.
Wow.
Very happy to be here. It's my first time.
Yes.
And it's good to have a conversation.
Beautiful. Hey, hiyo CV imekuja na I'm like nirudi shule kidogo niongeze accolades, but I'm very humbled to be hosting you today. And yes, please introduce yourself.
Great. Hi everyone. My name is Sadiq Doufa.
Okay.
I am the Deputy Chair for Finance and Establishment.
Okay.
I sit in the steering committee.
Okay.
And I represent my political party, UPA party.
All right.
And other parties as well.
Okay.
This country, and Carol, allow me also to add another title.
Okay.
I'm also the ODM Women League President.
Oh, beautiful.
So actually I sit at tables where decisions are made. It's at tables where decisions are made. To talk about how the country is going and what is happening around them, about their lives, about democratic space, about issues affecting their lives directly. People's Dialogue Festival is a forum where people come together with their leaders. Then the youth, the young people will have chance to ask their leaders questions.
Yes.
They interact with their party leadership members.
Yes.
They ask questions. They interact with government officials. They ask questions. And they seek clarification on issues that they cannot understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel like that was such an elaborate explanation. I feel like if I was in the dark, sai nimeelewa. It's a space where you can have conversations with the decision makers.
Exactly.
Yes, the people who are influencing policy, just bringing changes into policy. We can let them know what we want to see, and just giving that space for expression. And yes, Mr. Sadiq, on your end, as a board member, so there's what the people should expect. But what I want to know from your end is now for the ones who are organizing and the ones that will be facilitating these sessions, what do they look like, and what are they expecting from the Kenyans? What are they expecting from young people? What are they expecting from the people that have been advocating in the streets in this festival?
Yeah, so the reason why everyone has congregated, rather the team at CMD and all the stakeholders and the partners that we brought on board, is to create a space for people out there to stop talking on Twitter and stuff and come and sit down
Face to face.
face to face.
Yes.
Right. We expect people to converse and dialogue in decorum, have courtesy. At the end of the day, no matter how you look at anybody in this country,
Yeah.
you're all Kenyans.
We are.
You might have your own perceptions about someone, but
Yes.
this is an opportunity to come and see a different side.
Okay.
And also ask questions
Okay.
that you feel are pertinent.
All right.
to you, so that you could deduce for yourself
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to listening to the chatters online and making your own sense of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we expect people to come in numbers, contribute, because whatever people will be discussing on the day for those 4 days, we'll actually be taking notes and maybe doing reports against them. So if it's anything to do with government, we are going to address that and say, people who came here, they discussed about this, and this is what people think should work, or this is how things should work.
Yes.
And then share that with the relevant stakeholders, so that maybe in the coming PDA, we'll have them come and give us reports on what they've done since the last PDA.
All right.
So we're not making it a public forum, but see forum ya vita,
Okay.
forum ya mazungumzo.
Si forum ya vita. Mr. Sadiq amesema, guys, nyinyi huku Twitter mnapigana vibaya sana na hajapenda. Amesema, come let's have adult conversations face to face. If I can summarize what you've said, and hopefully we would be able to put a lot of those issues which are brought forth into actualization. And right before we get back to Senator, I'd love to hear what is the theme of this year's People's Dialogue Festival, and why does it matter? So this is for you.
So our theme is, there's this saying that goes, conversation builds a nation.
Okay.
So our theme is around dialogue. That's why you see our hashtag says form ni dialogue.
Form ni dialogue.
Yeah, we feel there is quite a gap. There's a generational gap. All right, you have the younger generation trying to struggle to understand what the older generation did.
Yes.
So we want to bridge that gap.
Okay.
There is political differences.
Okay.
So we want everyone to just come and talk.
Okay.
So form ni dialogue.
Form ni dialogue. And speaking about that, so yes, we've talked about you've mentioned something about the older generation and, young people, the older people, atuelewani. And so my question to you, Senator, would be, now, how would this festival determine political change? Should we expect any political changes? Ama kama Wakenya wamezoea conversations, wamezoea kuongea to the point where wengine wamechoka, because, the question is what next? So on the political end, I feel like you're best seated, to let us know what kind of political changes, or influence would this festival have that Kenyans would be interested to know about.
Allow me to start by saying that PDF will provide a chance, that forum, to bridge the generational gap.
Okay.
Because there is what the old know and have been doing.
Yes.
There is what the young know and they want it done.
Yes.
And how they want it done. This will bring together the both generations, close that generational gap, and all of us participate in a conversation that will make Kenya better for all of us.
Okay.
I would say this is a forum where we are saying leave no one behind in decision making. We want involvement of everyone, the old, the young. We have the Gen Zs, we have the Alpha,
yes,
and ourselves. Let's come and reason together.
Yes.
Personally, I feel CMD comes in, that is Center for Multi-Party Democracy, comes in to be the third voice of reason, where you may not express, because naturally we know in Kenya we take political alignments. I'm in this, I'm in opposition, I'm in the government. But CMD comes in now to be the voice of reason, because it's a membership of all political parties.
Okay.
We are not inclined to one side or each side or whichever side. We want Kenyans to reason together.
Okay. So basically, it is fair to say that everybody is welcome to come and chime in.
Exactly.
Okay, beautiful. So we are going to have a conversation that involves all Kenyans. So as long as you fit in that definition of I am a Kenyan, you're welcome to the People's Dialogue Festival. Now that brings up the question, how would you say that the People's Dialogue Festival is different, Senator, from other forums, where such similar conversations, maybe not the same themes, but where conversations have happened and somebody's wondering, okay, we go to this, sessions. So why does this particular one matter so much? And how is it different from, you've just told us that this one does not have any political affiliation. But for somebody who might not have had access to spaces like this, now in different words other than political affiliation, how is it different? If we wouldn't just be talking about, sisi kama watu wa ODM, sisi kama watu wa Murema, then how will it be different?
It will be different because when you express yourself, maybe in deed or in action, in word, then that is taken seriously. And that's why Sadiq, my colleague, said in the next PDF next year, then we'll have answers to questions that are going to be raised.
Okay.
Allow me to say it is going to be different because anyone and everyone can participate.
Okay.
We want a structured conversation as Kenyans. Instead of blaming one another, taking to the streets. Why can't we talk?
Okay.
Dialogue is very important. All of us are Kenyans.
Yes.
Kenya is for all of us.
Yes.
Let's come and reason together and see how do we build that Kenya that we would want to have. Yes.
That's really, I'm very inspired. And now I want to throw this question back to Sadiq on something he had said earlier. Twitter. Yeah, we've talked to Twitter people. Pia Mimi, sometimes I just disappear. I'm not interested. Sometimes it's very entertaining. So right now we're in the age, we're not even in the technological age. AI imetufikia rather, sisi tumeifikia. We are very a smartphone-centered generation. Everybody, the generation, meaning whoever is alive now, not necessarily the young of now. So now, if the you guys have a sit at the table, you can influence something in this country. You can bring change. You are well empowered to do so. So for the young and the ones who probably don't have the same capacity that is represented here, this is their microphone and this is how they express themselves. So tuseme, mi niko Nakuru, mi niko Kisumu, niko Mombasa, and tuseme too that this is happening. It's going to be happening here in Nairobi, and we are going to be represented. But now unapata that whenever such a forum comes up, first of all, it's not everybody mwenye atatokea for obvious reasons. Distance, can you actually get to that place? That's well understood. So now what happens to people who still want to continue having conversations on social media? Because I feel like it'll be a bit impractical if we said we didn't want to have conversations with citizens on social media. The structure, she did mention structure. So I do acknowledge that the how is probably where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
But do you see any value now, maybe from your position? And Yani hatuelewi why people are on social media and why they prefer to use that means to make noise and some of them to say really important things. So I know that is a leveled, it's very layered, but I would love to hear what you think about that.
So maybe first I'll address the point where you asked for people who might not have the time or ability to get to the venue. The program, or rather the event, is actually a hybrid event.
Yes.
We'll be beaming the thing on live stream.
Okay.
So the links will be shared on all our platforms. Already we have an active team on every social media platform, sort of sharing the links on how people who want to sort of contribute and are not able to come will actually be able to sort of engage, whether by tweeting, commenting, and we'll definitely take all those views on board.
Okay.
On the other issue about the younger generation and technology, I feel right now everyone is on smartphones.
Yes,
Even
yes.
Madam Beth Syengo here,
Yes.
she has an iPhone. She's well.
iPhone.
Everyone has the technology, but technology is a force. It could be a force for good and force for evil.
Right.
So I think we've all experienced both ends.
Yes.
And the worst part about maybe social media could be, or rather is, where let's say you have contempt for something, a political ideology or a persona.
Yeah.
And any information, whether it's biased, misrepresented, because you have that misconception, or rather that content, you're bound to sort of take it as the truth. So our prayer, or rather our suggestion is, take everything with a pinch of salt. Be objective as much as you can.
All right.
On social media, and use it to inform yourself on what is propaganda, what is factual, and who said what. And then the good thing with social media is like you'd have either side of the story, but unfortunately everyone takes the side that they feel resonates with them, whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
So we, on the other hand, as CMD, through the PDF program, will try as much as we can to represent every discussion in a factual manner, and there will be no propaganda. And we hope for people who will be reacting on social media to be sort of reciprocating the same. Basically, argue along rationale, argue along reasoning and things that make sense, argue along things that would be productive and add value to the country, as opposed to just saying things for the sake of saying it. And we've all seen those comments.
Yeah.
Comments on social media sometimes are very sad, but unfortunately they sway a lot of people. Like a very simple word can actually go a long way in harming people's perception or even threatening people's lives.
Yes.
So we need to be very careful and use social media as a force.
All right, using social media as a force of good, and basically what I've caught from that is balance. Is that the reason why it has potentially more value to us as a society to meet face to face is that we have balance. It's very easy for you to be a keyboard warrior and to come very confident on social media and insult somebody. And they're talking about politics, they're talking about women's issues, they're talking about the youth, our future as Kenyans, and you're like, sa meno yako. And so those comment sections are very, very weird.
And I'm not defending, like, say, the president or anything, but instead of wasting your time generating images of the president in a coffin, why don't you use that AI to generate images that will inspire people?
Okay.
Or probably even conjure a future for Kenya that people have not seen, and you can use AI to conjure that future.
Okay.
Using AI or artificially generated.
Okay.
I think that would be a more productive way of doing things, as opposed to like just using, yeah.
I think something I could say on that right before we get back to Senator is I don't think that productivity is often at the heart of that. It's often protest.
Yeah.
It's often, I'm not even looking for a solution right now, but I would just like to tell you that I'm very, very upset. And this is the only way I can be heard, because perhaps I've tried so many ways. Sasa, of course, mi sijuangi kuchora si mimi. Social media is a very interesting tool where you can be misquoted. Yeah. So obviously, this is not necessarily my view. But I think I've understood it from the perspective of, I don't really have solutions to offer, but there are people who I have voted into power to represent me. And if I feel like that's not happening and I'm not heard, it will get their attention if I draw somebody in a coffin, because now that gets the conversation going. And the conversation has forced us to have different conversations. So I would say, as drastic and as dramatic and potentially as not as helpful, it has forced us to have conversations. So hasn't it been effective, if I could play devil's advocate, for what the youth have done to get the attention of, the ones in power?
Well, it has. I agree. You could, and that's the thing. It could be a form of art, you expressing yourself.
Yes.
I understand. But at the end of the day, there's someone you're depicting on the other end, right? So yes, you could vent your frustrations.
Yes.
But then question is, what value does it add along? Because now everyone will be doing that, right?
Yes.
Depicting things in a very
derogatory manner.
A grim, derogatory manner.
Yes.
So yes, you could do it once, but then I'm not saying you could do it, essentially. Senator, maybe you can
balance.
But
And
it's
also
just balance.
rights.
And for us is like, whatever you say out there, whatever you, like, it's like energy, right? No, the energy you project is what you get back.
What
right?
goes around,
Yeah,
what
yeah. So,
comes
so if you
around.
project a negative energy,
That's what
someone
you're
in
going
a
to get
coffin is
back.
a negative energy.
Very negative.
You're bound to get that back somehow.
Yes.
And so for us, it's to advise the young people. You can still express yourself
Without being offensive.
without being as offensive.
Okay.
And the best way to express yourself is register and vote.
Okay.
Yeah, period.
Okay. Sawa.
Everything else don't matter. You make noise. At the end of the day, somebody's democratically elected. They'll have to execute their mandate.
Okay.
You might not like it. You
Yes.
might like it. But
They'll
if
do
you
it
if
anyway.
you feel you want change, then you know what to do.
Okay.
The right thing is register
And vote.
yeah.
And he said, period. Senator, what do you think about how young people
I'll
express
add
themselves?
my voice on what Sadiq is saying.
Yes.
And I would say information is power. When we are calling people to come in numbers to attend the PDF,
Yes.
we really want people to get the right information. So many Kenyans are misinformed. And as a leader in this country, I've also noticed something very, very key, that there's lots of hate.
A lot.
A lot of it.
Yes, we're a heart nation.
I would advise that instead of expressing your hate towards an individual, please be positive, because where your freedom comes in, my rights also there. When you are depicting somebody in a coffin,
Yes.
it's a father to somebody, it's a husband to somebody.
Yes.
What picture are you trying to
Yes.
put?
Yes.
This, of course, it's talking about death. How will the wife to that person take? If it's me, I'm a mother of children. How would my children take? That will spread the hate further. So instead of using your energy and your freedom to express your feeling as a form of art, to hurt others' feelings and also to infringe on others' rights,
Yes.
please use it positively and communicate effectively when you are.
Which side do you, because you do tend to see everybody's perspective, I think, from my generation, but I can only speak for myself. It's very interesting how when people feel pushed in the corner, they forget that they will be held accountable. And unfortunately, if you're not the one in the position of power, the accountability will come on you very heavily, because maybe the one or the ones that you are purporting to be fighting against, as instead of understanding that you need to do it just work with the system so that you can change the system for the betterment. Now we attack individuals, and if this said individuals hold power, then you're going to be the one on the losing end. So essentially, it's also just having a logical understanding of, if you are willing to die on that hill, then also understand that tutakupata uko juu. And I think that's what I would say to young people, to understand that whatever sense of expression that we want to express ourselves through, there is a lot of accountability that is needed. And when this accountability looks for you, don't be surprised. That the freedom you had is the same responsibility that you are going to be held by. So thank you so much for highlighting that. So before we go on a music break, Senator, I'd like to ask, so for PDF, does it have a space for women who want to understand political leadership and social issues? Is there a space for them to come and be represented?
Thank you. There will be space for everyone. And actually, we have villages that I would request Sadiq to shed more lights on it.
Okay.
And people will even display their wares and have space even for those who are artists.
Yes.
And those who want to display what they know, there will be space. There will be space even for school-going learners.
Okay.
There will be space for women.
Okay.
There will be space for the old. There will be space for young people.
All right.
There is space for everyone.
Okay.
We are leaving no one behind.
I love that. Yes, and before he chimes into the different villages, and we're going to explain what that is, how somebody who, just a woman who's out there, who either is aspiring, for a political space or just really wants to be empowered. We know what has been going on in our country, which we're going to speak a little bit more, last year, the femicide numbers, gender-based violence. So a lot of women often feel that we will end up at the table, we will speak, But then the decision makers, you are a decision maker who happens to represent everybody, but you are a woman, so you have a good perspective. Is there space on the table for women to become decision makers? Because this is, I feel, a myth that I want to demystify for a lot of young Kenyans out there who maybe don't understand how things work and if there is space for women. So yes, for the festival, tutatokea kila mtu, everybody, like you said. But is there space for women to become decision makers like yourself?
Speaking on reality, personally, I have a call and a vision to increase the number of women in leadership positions.
Okay.
Actually, that's my call, even as the ODM Women League president.
Okay.
That we must have strategies to ensure that we increase the number of women who go to the ballot, the number of women who will be appointed to leadership positions,
yes,
the number of women who sit on the decision-making table.
Yes.
I would only appeal to the women that you come out, because unless you come out and express interest, we may not know that you are a leader.
Yes.
Taking to my case, when I felt that I have this push to get into politics,
yes,
I had to get out and fight for a position.
Okay.
And from there, then I've never been the same again.
All right.
Because this is how people could identify with the vision I have. People could identify with the ideology I stand for. People could identify with what I stand for.
Mm-hmm.
So I would urge women to come out. There is space. There is space. Constitutionally, we are given not more than 2/3. And CMD pushes for this as well.
Okay.
That we must have not more than 2/3 of either gender in leadership. So it is very key. When I go to Parliament, my first bill was on the actualization of 2/3 gender rule. Because it's important to bring women on the decision-making table, and we need more women elected, appointed in leadership positions. All right. So there is space. And I would advise women, get to political parties, involve yourself in political parties' activities, come out, and there is space for all of us.
That is very encouraging, I think, for all women out there. And I think also that's good news for men, because we say that a nation that has good representation of women is a nation that has balance for everybody. So we're going to get into the breakdown of the different villages, but let's go on a music break.
Thank you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Nagitu and Moroni, the drummer queen, and they're about to kill it. You ain't ready for this, Nairobi. If you killing it, put your hands up in the air for this one time.
Feeling so fresh, so juicy. Only rock with the best, I'm choosy. I got the sauce, I'm choosy. In the ghetto at the same time, bougie. Ooh, wanna take a photo, cause my style look good. Caught a good vibe, I can feel it in my soul. Driving around Nairobi like a boss. I don't mean to brag, no, I don't mean to floss. Of course, on the highway, listening to Kagwe. Junior Westy, thank God that it's Friday. Man, we so fly, it's our time. On the dance floor, do my latte wine. I'm a kawaida. I kill it,
kama kawaida, niko na mistari na niko na mawaida. If she asks for money, never leave with the broad. And if he say he'll pay you next week, he's a fraud. East African girl, hella mean with the quad. One time, then I leave with the squad. She say she got the sauce, I got the mayo. The way I rock the city, Nairobi be like, ayo. Hey, we can chill in my car. You can listen to my new sheet. Now do you like it or not? Yeah. Can you with my bullshit?
kawaida. Akile ado, oh, akile ado. Kama kawaida. Akile ado.
911, we are bird.
Kama kawaida. Akile ado,
Oh yeah.
akile ado. Kama kawaida. Akile ado, akile ado.
That drama queen start, favorite part. Ride around Nairobi sitting pretty on this tracks. I'm thinking my new flag is greater than you can. Imagine venye tumewakilisha with my clan. Let's talk about it. I've been about it, dream about it. Worked so hard I became about it. Worked so hard they became about me. Ask about me, ask about me. What's surrounding? All the squad is who's around me. All the sauces who's around me. Real, trill, live for the thrill. Lucky Luciano, baby, live for the kill. Deal. In something important, for something important. Kuhaso, ni constant like
Ida, akile ado, akile ado. Kama kawaida, akile ado, akile ado. Kama kawaida, akile ado, akile ado. Kama kawaida, akile ado, akile ado.
Badness.
You say you like all comba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin na nachocha. Melanin na lova. Nobody can boka. Well, in it try sometime back in November. They really didn't think I would remember. Sahi, my confidence in my rise. I never used to be like this before. I used to be so damn insecure. Atikuwa dark skin ilana. Haters are wicked loud. Nothing ever sweet like coco. Get on the dance floor, make them loco. You say you like all comba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin na nachocha. Melanin na lova. Nobody can boka. You say you like all comba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin na nachocha. Melanin na lova. Nobody can boka. Yeah. You don't know how I like your confidence. The way you walk, how you talk, it's evident. Black is the beauty, so more for them, so more for them. You were a star, brown skin, una kill. Oh, show them who you are. You were a star, brown skin, una kill. Oh, show them who you are. You like a loco, like a loco, mba. You like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a loco. Like a loco, mba. You like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a loco. Like a loco, mba. You like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a loco. Like a loco, mba. You like that toto. Like that toto star.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Alrighty, so welcome back. It is a 12:15. Welcome to Sheversations. In case umesahau, my name is Caroline Murote, and I am joined in studio by Senator Beth and Mr. Sadiq from CMD, and we are having conversations about the People's Dialogue Festival. So we've dived into what the People's Dialogue Festival is, and we have also been addressing the representation. You know, we've talked about why it's important to have conversations on a ground. We've talked about why just expressing your frustrations, you know, in very specific ways actually makes us have questioned our understanding of rights and responsibilities, particularly as the youth. And we've addressed that, and would like to hear more about how it is set up, the different villages, and the different kinds of what is going to be offered basically, and what benefit we're going to get from these different villages. So Sadiq, please walk us through that.
Thank you. So like we said, we have a space for everyone. And we are trying to bring people together from different areas, different stakeholder groups, young, old. So the first village we have, or rather, we've the methodology we're using is we've divided the spaces into villages.
Okay.
So that no one feels out of place.
Okay.
Different way to leadership, and if they start early, they could be the better leaders we aspire to see.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So there's that one, and then we have the women. Women have a village.
Okay.
But this year's village is around sexual rights and health, sexual reproductive and health. So, as you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of femicide and domestic violence going on.
Yeah.
We can't blame this on government to some extent.
Okay.
Right? The government has very little control on what two people who fell in love or like coupled tend to do with each other. What the government can do is, if that issue is raised and there's violence and there's a warning sign.
Yeah.
Is there enough like warning mechanisms or like channels where people can actually air these concerns?
Okay.
So that we can arrest some of these things before they happen.
All right.
So those will be some of the discussions in this village.
Okay.
And there'll be like experts around this who will be, giving out like very expert advice on what to do and what are the gaps, and then hopefully also get to hear like a lot of women coming and contributing, so that this can actually be, advanced, so that even the government can take it up in a more structured way,
Okay.
as opposed to like just trying to deal with it politically.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And then we have the very important one, the political dialogue village.
Okay.
So this is where like people just discuss about politics. It's a necessary evil, we all know. So a lot of people, especially the younger people, have come to sort of hate politics, but it's necessary. That's how a democratic country functions.
Yes.
We have different opinions, different way of seeing things, and the goal is to bring people together and everyone can share their ideas.
Okay.
Chances are we all agree like 99%. What we don't agree is who sits there, right? When it comes to like what needs to be done in terms of development, what needs to be done in terms of like basic rights and human rights, pretty much everyone agrees. If you go and sit across every other political divide, everyone is on the same page.
Yeah.
The only issue is like who's sitting there to execute it.
Okay.
All right. So we need that also to come and play and people to see a different perspective.
All right.
Yeah. And then, so we have the various exhibitions where you'll have different political parties, especially for younger people who probably want to toss themselves into politics. This is your chance. You'll have ODM from Madam Beth Syengo.
Yes.
The UDA party. There is UPIA party, my own party. There's so many other parties who are all members of CMD. They'll be exhibiting their parties and sharing their party ideologies. And we advocate for the young people to sort of visit these booths and try and understand these parties and see which one fits their ideology and probably register. And that's the way they can actually participate in meaningful, like, political participation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love how the Center for Multi-Party Democracy has done a very intentional job of representing the larger groups, or the ones that have the greatest impact in this country when it comes to having their voices heard and creating change. And I would love to hear from you, Senator. So we have the Women's Hub, we have the Political Dialogue Village, we have the one for the you said Nisisi Nisasa.
And there's also the PWD.
Okay.
Yeah, people
living with disabilities. Okay, beautiful. And so now, what role does the People's Dialogue Festival play when it comes to combating matters gender-based violence, as well as the femicide cases? Because I now, so me as a woman, should I go to the Political Dialogue one? The Women's Hub. It's an option. It's an option, but particularly if I'm interested to know how to get assistance, because there's all these horrible things happening. Femicide is a gendered crime and it's going on, but also I want to sit at the table. I want to come and learn from you. So what will the People's Dialogue Festival be offering specifically for those issues that have been affecting women?
Thank you. I think we mentioned from the beginning that this dialogue is taking place in 4 days.
Okay.
At Uhuru Park. We had not mentioned the venue.
Yes.
The venue is at Uhuru Park. It will take place for 4 days. One can choose to which village to attend to the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day. The dialogue around will be on good governance.
Okay.
You would want to know what the leadership has to offer on good governance. You would want to know about reproductive health,
yes,
and gender-based violence and femicide that's happening to women. You go to that village and there will be experts, as he has already mentioned, who will now talk to you about those issues. There will be issues around rights. CMD champions human rights,
yes,
and women rights are human rights.
Yes.
So we'll also talk about human rights and women rights. And know that the courage that each one requires. When I look at the wall here, I'm seeing everything that will be at a PDF at Uhuru Park.
Okay.
Written here.
All right. Love that.
That's very important.
Yes, we should tell them what's written.
So the issues that Pawaradio stands for will also be
addressed
at PDF.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So I would say that as a country now, we have to look back. Where did we go wrong? When did the rain start beating us? Where? Because social values, national values, we need to take our society back to where we lost this.
Yes.
Because when I look at the cases of femicide and gender-based violence, it's about our values. If people come together as boyfriend and girlfriend, why should one raise against one another and kill? If you come to a point that you cannot agree to disagree agreeably.
Yes.
Let one go.
Yeah, part ways.
Yeah,
vunjika tu roho
yeah. Achilia tu, ukiachwa achika.
Achika, please.
Yes,
please,
period.
Please. Yes.
Tafadhali, ukiachwa achika.
Yes.
So I think we need to have that conversation about our social values, our national values, and we will get back our glory as a country.
I love that. That's very inspiring. And I think something came to mind. I can't remember how this story started, but just about water in a cave. So just imagine a cave setting and there's a rock formation at the bottom and there's a drop of water. It might look like it has no consequence, but they say that over years, that one drop that's dropping once a day has a potential to completely disintegrate a whole rock structure because of the, just how much consistency has been there. So I think you've spoken about getting ourselves back. So understanding that it has been the disintegration that we're seeing in our national, moral values has been happening consistently over a long period of time. Some of it is colonial systems, that came to affect us post-colonially. And then the rest of us is the accountability that we can only put on Kenyans, and how we've been going about things. And I think now if we understand that what we need now is to have that same consistency time and time again, striking the same way, then we realize that these conversations are not just here to boost people's egos, not just interesting ways to spend money, so that we can say I served my term, but there's actually impact if all of us see that value over a prolonged period of time, and hopefully not as long as it's taken for our culture to be disintegrated. I'm hoping that by the time we say next year we're coming back with PDF and solutions 2026 that were raised in 2025, that we are able to see that we are glad we did this, because now things are at a transparent accountability, so that it wasn't just another festival, just another forum, just another conversation. Yeah,
so that's a good point. Actually, I forgot to mention that one of the villages that we have is actually a public accounts village.
Okay.
So in there we'll have people from government and also like private sector coming and discussing about, like, everyone feels like the government tends to be wasteful, and I'm not going to pin it down to like one regime or the other.
Yes.
It's just the nature of most governments.
Yes.
For one reason or the other. And governments are essentially a manifestation of the people. We make it.
True.
Forget that we are the ones who make it. Those politicians that we look at in contempt and stuff are mostly responding or reacting to our requests on the ground. And if you try and implement every unreasonable request, that's what you get.
Yes.
You have a mess. Right?
Yes.
And of course, every politician would want to sort of get re-elected. And at some point, they might yield and say, oh, this is what the public want. But then back to your story, a similar story where you have the caveman story, right? For someone who's never seen light, and it has been, enclosed in a cave, and you tell them, like, look, I want to introduce light to you. They won't really understand.
They won't, yeah.
And that's why even sometimes public participations tend to fail, right? You go to like the extreme end of this country, in a village somewhere, and you try and ask them, what can the government do for you? The request you'll get, you'll be surprised, right? They'll be like, we want you to fence our dispensary, or, very basic things, instead of like, oh, we want you to open up this road so that we can get goods and services faster and things like that. And then because their requests are light, what they get is also light.
Okay.
Right? You only get what you ask for. And that's why PDF is a forum, right? For the public to come and engage in meaningful conversation.
Okay.
We are not an accountability forum, right? So we need to distinguish that. What we are is like, we are bringing people there to discuss in a structured way. Of course, we will document what has been discussed. It will be on live streaming. We'll have all those video documentation. We'll have reports written. But at the end of the day, we cannot really enforce them. We don't have the powers to enforce them.
Yes.
But we hope through, like right now you have Senator Syengo, who's part of CMD, and he was also a sitting senator, right? Then you are at least assured that if a discussion comes to Parliament on matters that we have discussed, and she's gathered enough information from the public on what they want and what is a structured way of dealing with that issue, I'm sure she'll represent it. And that's why we're bringing everyone there, including MPs, governors.
Yes.
Everyone needs to be there.
Yes.
Treasury, so that everyone can hear what the public is saying. Everyone can leave their comfort spaces and listen to other people's perception of their own doing. Because sometimes when you're just doing your thing, you feel like you're doing something right, until somebody comes and knocks you in the head and tells you, like, look, there's a different way of doing it, which is way more sustainable, way more efficient, and that might light a bulb in you. And when you go back to do your work, right, you do it differently. And that's what we hope to do. But we don't have the ability. I think Madam Syengo, you can advise, is We don't have the ability to sort of go and enforce them. But the way the public will enforce them is if you come to this forum and you discuss issues and you get promises from your leaders, and if they don't deliver, 2027 is not far. Right? You have a different way of enforcing what they promise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would start from the point of it's a forum for leaders and those who are led
Okay.
to meet and reason together. I feel accountability would only come from the right people who can be held accountable. When people come for the PDF and they raise issues to the governors, to the members of parliament, to their party leaders, then it is their time, it is the turn of the leaders, those who have been now put on the spot over issues, to go and find solutions to that. I would say that PDF is a rare opportunity for Kenyans to come together.
Yes.
For that public participation.
Yes.
I want to liken it to Bunge la Wananchi. They meet, they discuss their issues. I was encouraged the other day to see the CS for Treasury going to Jivaji and meeting people at their forum of Bunge la Wananchi.
Yes.
And they interacted and they were giving their views on what they think should be included in the Finance Act. What they feel that this year budget should include.
Yes.
I want to liken that to the PDF that we are going to hold from tomorrow through 8th.
Yes.
It is very important that people come out, air their views, give their proposals, give their suggestions, and then it will be like Kenyans now reasoning together for those who are affected by some decisions that could not be good, and those who make the decisions to go and make sure that they amend or they review or they do it better than they have done before.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very well said.
And slightly allow me to go back to our morals, our moral values, and the societal fabric. What do we do as a country in our families, family units, in our organizations, at the government level?
Yes.
What can we do to repair that so that we get a society where we can coexist and live peacefully?
Okay.
We need peace in this country.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, you said something. Get back to what we lost. I'm paraphrasing, and we are so drastically different currently. Even as somebody who might be my age, your age, we're so different depending on where were you raised, which school did you go to, and I keep on asking: is it possible to have one direction as this country? Because politically, people, you said they want the same thing, but how to express it, who to actualize, different people who go about it differently, which shows us that at the end of the day, we are very different. Right now, representation 20 years ago looks nothing like it looks now. Now there is so many different conversations that some of us could have never anticipated are representative conversations, people wanting to be included in the conversation. Let's look at the older people and the youth. Now generations are many, Gen Alpha is saying, CCC, Gen Z, Gen Z are saying we're not millennials, What needs to change that perhaps has not been done before for us to actually have one conversation and figure out where to get? Because I think I just accepted that we're just way too different.
I think if we look at what Senator Beth is referring to, is first of all, I am a believer that culture is never stagnant.
Yes, it's dynamic.
It changes, it evolves.
Right.
Right now people are eating food from different cultures.
Yes.
People are dressing differently.
Yes.
But then there's because we are somehow Kenyan setup is ethnical. Every society in their own ethnical setup have their own values that they used to have,
Yes.
which has now eroded or is eroding. Now, the question is, which one do we adapt?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a Somali way of doing things. There's a Kikuyu way of doing
Yes.
things. There's a Kamba,
Yes.
a Luo. So Kenya is very
Diverse.
It's diverse.
Yes.
But I think what we need to drill it down to is, I feel like, in my view, is the basic unit of any nation is a family.
Okay.
Right.
Beautiful.
So if the family values are not well structured,
Okay.
you'd have a very dysfunctional nation. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of single mothers out there who are struggling to raise boys.
Why not single fathers?
No, I'm just saying single fathers,
Valid
single
question.
mothers. Well, you know, like the way a mother would raise a kid and a father would raise a kid is different. You're maternal. You have a different approach.
Okay.
So
she'll chime in.
She'll chime in.
Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't done negatively.
Yes.
But it was more of like maternal care matters a lot, and also paternal as well.
Yes.
But then, yeah, those like family structures are like sort of, you know, people are getting coupled up for the wrong reason. But then it's something that we can't really control. Because
Okay.
you don't have a say over what somebody does.
Yes.
But what we could do probably is come up with programs, and I've seen that even in TVs and stuff, especially on Citizen, where they try and teach people about family values and stuff.
Right.
But then I wonder, do the Gen Zs or the younger millennials listen to those advices? Because they seem like they're tailored for the older. So we need younger generations, like maybe Pawaradio set up to sort of discuss, you know, how do you settle with someone?
Yeah.
How do you respect someone? What
Yeah.
values are you looking for? If you're doing different, then should you really be together as much as you're in love?
Yes.
So there's those things. And once we have that in control, we'll have a better nation. We'll have less thieves because you'll have people who've grown up with morals.
Yes.
You know, you'll have less politicians uttering, you know, very vulgar words. You'll have people who've been properly
Yeah.
read, you know.
They were raised well.
So you'd find a lot of vices that we experience as a nation about corruption, you know, and all those vices will tend to like sort of ease out because you'll have people who have character, who have values, taking up these positions.
Okay.
And also the citizens themselves, when they react to people, they'll be way more courteous about it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the way we're doing it.
Yeah. The reactive nature.
So there's a lot of ignorance as well. A lot of people are not educated in the country. Those who are educated are not as exposed. So all those differences. And it's very difficult for a government to sort of come in. But I feel if the government comes with a program and takes enough views from people and actually sees where the problem is, they could come up with programs at the village level, at the grassroots levels, to sort of help people like come up with better family values and structures. And also like with regards to like femicide, is like, do we have enough avenues for women to sort of you know, raise these alarms early enough? That's the question. And when they raise them, how do we react to them to stop or rather to mitigate the negative impacts that come as a result? But as with regards to like culture, we are evolving. We are a nascent democracy. We're only like 60-something years old. But often enough, I see the younger generation trying to compare Kenya to America,
Yes.
United Kingdom, or Europe. I did law. I used to quote case laws back in the 8th century or 15th century.
Wow.
Kenya was not even there.
Yeah.
Like, and these guys had like a legal system, a judiciary, right? Us guys were not there.
Yeah.
Right. So we are evolving, but it's very important for us to evolve in the right way.
Yes.
Right. We've adopted a constitution that is very robust, but is it high time that we discuss around it and say, is it really aligned to what we are as a country? Or do we just copy paste a foreign or other, like we model it against the European approach, and now it's struggling
Yes.
against our own African values or other Kenyan values? And I think that's what's happening. There's a clash. If you look at how democracy is practiced even in some places like the northern part of the country, it's called negotiated democracy, right? You agree you're going to run for governor.
Yeah.
This clan will run for senator.
Yeah.
This one will run for
Yeah.
this. But that's not how the constitution had envisioned
No,
it,
it's not.
right?
No, that's how they separated Africa.
Yeah, so
They said, you take Kenya,
for
you take
me, I
Uganda.
feel like the parting shot would be, let's come up with policies that reflect who we are,
Okay.
as opposed to policies which are brought down by USAID and World Bank, and others, right?
Yes.
Because those people don't really represent
Yes.
us, right?
And
We are educated enough to sit down and write words on a book.
Yeah.
paper.
Now you are talking.
Yeah. So we've got to that point where we are learned and we understand things.
Yes.
The world has become democratized using technology and internet, and now AI is making it way, way better for people to do things.
Okay.
So for me, it's like leaders should come up with policies that reflect who we are
As a people.
and where we want to go.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you. So what do you have to say to
Just
that?
to add my voice is I'll throw a challenge to the religious leaders.
Okay.
If the churches would take their rightful position, because we know many people go to church, to mosques, to the synagogue things, and if we want to recover that societal fabric that is done and eroded, then we need to have policies that can guide. The government has a role to play.
Yes.
Yes, it has. And then the society. He talked of the culture, the tradition. It is true. But we really need to have our ways redefined. And I challenge churches today.
Okay.
Take your rightful position.
Okay.
The mosques, please come up. Help us recover our lost glory. Thank you.
Okay, I really love what you said, and I have a question. So currently, he had said something about he doesn't know if the Gen Zs and the younger millennials are interested in those, conversations. And now, when it comes to marriage, because we're talking about family values as the way to bring back our moral fabric as a society, and you're talking about spaces of faith and religion. Interesting enough, even as we end this conversation, this terms of leadership and governance that trickle down and get to everybody for Kenyans to benefit. How do we convince our younger generations that the things that a lot of them are traumatized from are actually helpful? So the family structures that they're not very interested in, religion that they're quite tired of from whatever angle, and they participate only because most of them now feel forced. And I would say, as somebody who's out here in the ground, I'm a very religious person. Personally, I'm a Christian. But out here, people are not interested because of now the disintegration that they saw personally growing up, the stories they have heard. How do we convince them, or what can be done for them to just take interest so that now they can listen, they can show up, Yeah. So we can take from Senator, and then you can give us what you think.
To start with, we can only advise.
Okay.
My heart sank when I was seated in the Senate and when the Gen Zs were demonstrating. And when they were planning and executing everything, and they said they are faceless, they are leaderless, they are partyless. How on earth can you be faceless? I can only advise.
Okay.
That you can never be leaderless, partyless, faceless. Please, you must identify yourself with something.
Okay.
That gives you a face.
Okay.
You must identify yourself to whichever ideology, because we cannot say that all the political parties in this country, I think they are over 60 now, from the data given by the Register of Political Parties.
Yes.
We have over 60 parties. You can never say that all those parties, there is none that stands for the ideology that you believe in. And you cannot be leaderless, because who gives direction to do what? I think these were phrases that were used, and I don't think they can add up. Okay, I know what they were running away from is so and so being talked to as the leader, or maybe this party affiliation. But you must remain with a face.
Okay.
With a leader.
Okay.
And you must stand for something.
Okay.
That would be my advice. Finally, on this, I would say that As a country, we are the ones who are raising up these children. Let's get back to family units.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
So I think just to add on that, I think your question was mostly around getting young people to sort of understand the values, family values, the importance of family. This country will have a name for God. So technically, we were spiritual. All right, we were spiritual in nature, and even the way we practice spirituality right now is not the same way. Like the way Christianity is being practiced in the country is not the same way the Westerners brought it.
Yeah.
Africans have Africanized, if I can use that term.
Yes, personalized it.
Personalized that and have sort of made it their own. And for me, it's, if you're struggling with religion, find a grounding, be spiritual, right? And most people say, oh, like religion teaches you what to do and what not to do, right? But if you ask me, every human beings find it naturally, intuitively easy to just, prescribe to the 10 commandments, right? Don't kill, don't lie. When you lie, you feel bad. When you kill, you feel bad. You don't really need religion to tell you that.
Yeah.
Once you've found that, then you can ascribe to whatever religion you feel sort of resonates with your ideologies and stuff. With regards to family, I think my advice to the younger generation is like, if there's one thing that's very important in life, is the person that you settle with as a husband or a wife, because don't just get to know someone because maybe they look pretty or they go to the same school as you. Try and find somebody who shares an ideology that you share. And the other thing is maybe not get into it too fast.
Yeah.
Because as a young person, you tend to evolve a lot. And as you're evolving, like what you used to believe back in the days, maybe 5 years down the line, you stop believing in it.
Yeah.
And then you start clashing with that person who used to believe in the same thing.
Change is constant.
Then you want to change. So
Yes.
so always leave room for change and make sure that whoever you're with is somebody who will actually accept change as well. And that's often like what brings the problems between relationships and stuff, is like expectations, where you don't have the same level of expectation.
Okay.
I have a high expectation, probably you have a low expectation, or you have a different expectation, and then when they clash, everything falls apart. So just have somebody who has a similar expectation as you.
Okay.
And I think the rest is easy. It's guesswork.
All right.
It's guesswork. Like you just pray that it works.
Yeah.
But with
Nothing you fall for anything is what they say. So as we just step out of Sheversations, we have about 9 minutes left of the show. I'd like you to just send out an invite to Kenyans on them coming to the People's Dialogue Festival. So you can tell them anything. Yeah, you can just face them and just let them know. We can start with you, please, Senator.
Thank you so much. Allow me to take this opportunity to welcome all Kenyans of all walks of life, all ages, all classes. Please welcome to Uhuru Park.
Uhuru Park.
From tomorrow to 8th March 2025.
Okay.
It will be a good experience to have a dialogue as Kenyans, all of us. So I welcome you. Feel free, attend, come.
build a nation.
Okay. Conversations build
For
a
me,
nation.
form ni dialogue.
Form ni dialogue.
Yes.
You guys have heard. I don't need to say much. Mine is just to thank our guests. Thank you so much, Senator. Thank you so much, Sadiq. We are very honored to have you here on Sheversations on Pawaradio, and hoping that this is just the beginning of a conversation that will continue, because that's how we change things. Is here in Sheversations, we believe in having conversations that amplify female voices, because we believe that everybody needs representation, and if we work on just everybody doing their little in whatever you can do in your corner of the world, then the world is a better place. So thank you so much, the organization that you represent, and all the different hats that you wear, especially for you, Senator. Very inspiring, with your call to women. Sadiq, as somebody who is, inclined towards leadership, and you're interested in having these conversations that involve the youth. Thank you so much. You guys are doing good work. We will hold you accountable, but more than that, would love to continue having this conversation. So that thank you for coming, and we are going to be checking out of the show right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to leave you with some music, and for the next 4 days, we are going to be at the People's Dialogue Festival. All roads lead to Uhuru Park, so kama uko, honestly, just think about your life and fix it. Do better. And as we had been told, they're going to be streaming the event live. So bora tu kona simu, instead of sending out some weird memes, you better stay tuned in. So I'm gonna see you guys in the People's Dialogue Festival. That's where we're going to be having these conversations. So you have a happy afternoon and happy 30 Monday to you guys.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawaradio.
Phenomenal woman. I'll see you.
Jack on the jack. Baby boo, say my way. Ooh, say my way. No, not say my way. Ooh, say my way. Mara ya kwanza kwenye biti ya pacho sema, tuseme mimi ni vajo sema, ni kill beat kani mefunga macho sema we. Nakula kwa kijiko si kwa macho we, panganga mingi misinaga we. A big tune coming right away. Yeah. Like a little baby fresh from the womb. The Lazarus is lying in the tomb. Phenomenal step in the room. Patrol bus bring back the tune. Sema way. Baby boo, say my way. Ooh, say my way. Ooh, hey. No, not say my way. No, not say my way. Ooh, say my way. Hey, say my way. I'm coming again. Round the circle, meet again. Hey. We met before, I was meeker then. Hey. Used to be a 4, now I'm rocking a 10. Hey. You never know where this could end. Thailand, Singapore, London, bring a friend. I'll be your boo, we can go, we can Semangwe pika shot tutaenda. Chutodea semangwe utapenda. Phenomenal step in the room. Bring back the two semangwe. Baby boo, say my way. Ooh, say my way. No, not say my way. Ooh, say my way.
Yeah. Tuna dance to the Joe phenomenal. Dance to the Chini phenomenal. Dance to the Ruga phenomenal. Phenomenal. Tuna dance to the Joe phenomenal. Dance to the Chini phenomenal.
Kamilisha sentence afena ngoma zako ni kali huku Nairobi tunapenda he na tuko juu ya machi hatuna wakati ya watufe hawanaga kakitu kwa ba nimeji munde na fe leta noma fena pop fena boom a little baby fresh from the like Lazarus is lying in a when we step in the room. Ooh, say my way.